on their home floor in Miami. Here's Coach Spo on a demoralizing series. Coach.
Damn, it was humbling. You know, this series was humbling. These last two games were embarrassing. Cleveland's also a very good team. They won 65. We're as irrational as we usually are, thinking that we have a chance to win this series, and they showed us why, you know, we weren't ready.
I don't know. It's going to be a lot of changes this summer. Just from my point of view, understanding how, you know, the guy with the silver hair works. So just be prepared for that.
Let's just give that a moment, because that was just a lot, and I wonder what Jimmy Butler's thinking right now. Stephen A.
Yeah.
You just heard Bam. There's going to be a lot of changes this summer. You heard Coach Spo. This was embarrassing. Where do Riley and the Heat go from here?
Change has to start. That right. It's time. It's time. You have never heard anyone say that about the great Pat Riley, who I revere. Know this man, I got a lot of love for this man. I appreciate what he has done for the game of basketball. I don't have any doubt that he knows what he's doing when it comes to basketball in terms of what the team needs, the coach it has, etc. The reason I'm bringing up that there has to be a change in Miami is because you have to get people to want to come to Miami. And he's not that guy anymore. Not that guy. He knows what he's doing. He's not gone. But he can't get the right people to Miami. I think what I'm trying to say is that Eric Spoelstra needs to be the president of basketball operations for the Miami Heat. Hannes Haslam needs to be upstairs in the front office of the Miami Heat. I think those kind of components, the Andy Ellsberg of the world and others, of course, don't touch. I mean, they got to be the first-class organization. Nothing but love. But Pat Riley has done it all. There's nothing else to do. And now, remember, you were supposed to get Dame. You couldn't pull it off. You couldn't get Kevin Durant there. You don't hear about people clamoring to cut the South.
Okay, that's what I need to pause on, Stephen A.
Stephen
A. Smith. I don't want to gloss over everything you just said about Pat Riley, because that is significant. But the fact that you are saying on national television, I know I'm biased, but it is challenging to get NBA players to want to come to Miami.
Yes.
Like, that's bad.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And I'm not lying. Neither one of y'all would say I'm lying about what I just said.
I do want to separate the location a bit from where the team currently is. When we've watched Miami attract players, maybe except when they got Jimmy Butler, because I can't remember who was there when he initially came. There was an infrastructure. When we talk about guys that want to move in free agency or get out of their contracts, just like Jimmy forced his way to Golden State, they want to go somewhere that is a piece or two away. Not like Milwaukee, then duplicate Milwaukee, but make it in Miami. And so I think I don't know if it's all Pat Riley, but for so long, they have extended the window under him and been good enough and had a special talent like Jimmy Butler. And so now you look at it, this was a play-in team and they got swept.
I got more, but go ahead, Carlos. I got more, because I got more to tell you.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with what you said, Stephen. Honestly, first of all, a lot of love for Pat Riley.
A lot of love.
The godfather for this game, helped out so many people, had incredible. What'd you say on the other show?
CVS receipt.
He has a resume longer than a CVS receipt. It's unbelievable what he's done for the game of basketball. But, you know, Nick Arison can move up. Spoelstra can move up. You want to have a guy in place where it does attract free agents to come play for your organization today. And that's what they need. You heard what Bam said. There's going to be some changes coming. Maybe they've already talked about it in the front office. I don't know. I'm not privy to that. But
they have.
I do think that for that team, they need a revamp. Those guys are great players. They need a phenomenal player to be the guy. You know, like we're talking about Houston. Look what they accomplished without having the guy.
Yeah, they need the star, the face of the
Miami
franchise.
Heat need a star.
Yeah.
But right now, if you're a star, why would you go to that roster?
You wouldn't.
Exactly.
You wouldn't. Yeah. But let's backtrack.
All right, come on, backtrack.
Get LeBron James there. That was D-Wade. Let's make sure we understand.
100%.
That was D-Wade. You have an opportunity to take care of D-Wade You let him walk out for a few dollars to leave for Chicago. There's certain times that you spend the money just because of who the person is, what they've meant to the franchise, and more importantly, how it reflects upon dudes that you want coming down the pike, successors to what you've had. That was not what happened. When Jimmy Butler arrived, D-Wade provided a great assist in that regard because Jimmy Butler and D-Wade pretty tight. And they talked about, obviously, Jimmy Butler, reached out, and talked with D-Wade and vice versa. So you got that going on. Again, no KD, no Damian Lillard, none of that stuff is happening. And so at some point in time, listen, Eric Spoelstra is going to be Team USA coach if he wants to be for 2028. He is revered. He is a future Hall of Fame coach. He's a two-time champion. There's nothing to question about Eric Spoelstra as a coach. They were down by 40 at the half in a closeout game. They had just lost game 3 by 30, 34, 37, whatever it was. And they got annihilated in the first half. They showed no fight. They quit. TNT, my boys, Chuck, Kenny, Shaq, what do? First, Kenny refuses to run to the board. Then he turns around, and then the three of them slow-mo imitating how the Miami Heat were playing and said, damn, they quit. Why do we have to? Why should we run? What I'm saying to you is this. You don't say things like that about a Pat Riley team for decades.
Okay.
It has changed. The coach has changed. It's not his fault. It catches us up to us all. He knows what he's doing. It's just that he can't get it done because he's not going to be able to attract any players to want to come there.
Here's my question to you, though. Is he that big of an impediment that if that front office change isn't made, they can't get a guy like Giannis potentially this summer?
I believe so. And the reason why I feel that way is because nobody wants to hear about Heat culture anymore, which is synonymous with him. With Spoelstra, everything, sometimes you need to change. Remember when the Miami Dolphins let go of Don Shula? Yep. And we were sitting there, and we were sitting there like this. I love Don Shula, right? But damn, you were there for 30 plus years. When Jimmy Johnson came in and they let go of Tom Landry, it's not about throwing shade on somebody. It's about saying you had your time. It has been there a long time. Okay. Miami is not relevant anymore. And to get back to that, to ask Riley to do that.
We have to leave it there. Really quick before I push it forward, give me one name you'd like to see play in Miami next year.
I love Giannis.
But that's Milwaukee South right now. So
Booze?
I don't know if I have a name right now.
Okay. All right.
Giannis with Bam, you can't get Giannis without giving it. You can't happen. But Giannis with a Bam and a Tyler Hero, I don't mind that.
All right.
I don't mind that.
We'll get into that a little more later,
you gotta
guys.
give up assets to get them.
Let's get to your Knicks. It's been a physical